The nameplate said Mercury Cougar. That's why we knew it wasn't a T-Bird or a Montego. Whatever happened to the posh, jazzy little pony car? Well, it obviously fell into the Ford calorie tank and fattened up, like so many entries from the Ford stable. This fat cat now sits on a wheelbase of 114 inches. There's enough light back here to keep the bulb manufacturers in business for another 5 years. Leather, glove-soft vinyl, wood trim, and a whole mess of instruments make up one of the plushest interiors of any personal luxury-type car on the market for the money. The action starts up front with this 460 cubic inch V8 fed through a 4-barrel carburetor and topped off with a load of emission controls. With all that muscle up front, we expected more in the acceleration runs than it gave us. 30 happened 3.5 seconds after we left the line. The 50-mile-an-hour run took exactly 7 seconds. On our third run, the emission controls let us reach 70 miles an hour in a little over 14 seconds. The cat ET'd the quarter mile in 18.20. We ran the first passing test from 30 to 50. It took 7.2 seconds. Going from 50 to 70 ate up 9.5. Power-assisted front disc brakes are standard on the Cougar this year, and they do help. We stopped from 30 in 38 feet. At 50 miles an hour, strange things started to happen. The pedal began a noticeable fade. Correction was necessary in steering to keep it in a straight line, and it took 109 feet to stop. We had the brakes hot for this 70-mile-an-hour stop. No amount of correction would keep it from pulling to the right. We thought the nose would dive right into the asphalt. 209 feet brought it to a halt with smoke and binders. Lincoln Mercury made a departure from the unitized body for this new Cougar. They now employ a body and frame construction. The body is designed to be relatively rigid, while the torque box frame is semi-flexible. We noticed this flexing through the pylon course. We also noticed excessive body lean, with rebound and recovery very sluggish. If it only handled as good as it looked. As I watched it on the track, I found it hard to believe that somewhere back around 1967, Dan Gurney drove a Cougar in the Trans Am series. The front suspension features a coil spring on the single lower control arm. The new 4-link rear suspension has coil springs, 2 upper as well as 2 lower control arms with angle-mounted shocks on each side. When they fed these spring rates through the computer, somebody must have pushed the button labeled jelly because they're soft. And our tester had the supposed heavy-duty package. I'd hate to drive the one they call standard. Why the engineers build the personal luxury-type car so soft and wallowy is beyond my understanding, especially when stiffer springs, beefier sway bars, and man-sized heavy-duty shocks make for a far safer automobile, and one that's a pleasure to drive. With its vinyl Landau roof, long hood, short deck profile, and an interior like Cleopatra's chamber, the Cougar XR7 is 2 tons of pure luxury. However, on this stretched cat, we found the beauty to be only skin deep. Now, if they were to mount all this glitter atop some of the knowledge they gained from the Wood brothers on the NASCAR trail, LM would undoubtedly have the car of the century.